Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are tuning in from. I am author coach Keandria Ragland. I work with Christian professional women who are stuck, helping them to identify limiting beliefs that are preventing them from being the best woman they are called to be. I am a burnout coach, helping to bring balance to lifestyle. If you are desiring to have healthy wealth, healthy lifestyle, and healthy boundaries, I'm your girl. I'm your girl, burnout coach, Keandria Ragland. I would like for you to follow me on She's Purposeke on Facebook, Instagram. I am author and coach Keandria Ragland on YouTube. And you know what it is tonight. We have a new author that's on with She's Purposeke book talk. And we would like for everyone to celebrate her as she come on. We know as women, we are go-getters, right? And we strive for the best. We strive for the best. And so everything that we do is not always easy, but we find a way to keep the smile on our faces. We find a way to press because we are determined. And as we go through our trials and our tribulations and we experience many victories, God positions us to now share our stories because our test is for our testimony, and a lot of our mess is for our message to not to help just ourselves, but to help others, so we all can be great. So we all can have our own. So I will not delay. I would like to invite author Natalie Williams tonight on She's Purposeke Book Talk. Natalie, come on in and let us know who you are.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much, Cleandria. I'm so excited to be here with you this evening. I am.
Yes, yes, yes. So Natalie, tell us a little bit about who you are. Who is Natalie? Who is author Natalie?
Oh man, well, Natalie is a Southern Belle from the small eastern area of North Carolina, a little country town called Jason. If you blink, you're straight through it. You know, where everybody knows everybody, and everybody is related to you one way or another. Okay.
Okay. Yes, yes. So tell us, as an author, I know that we have some great accomplishments to talk about tonight, but as an author, tell us when that journey actually started for you.
Oh man, to being an author. Okay, so the journey kind of started. I don't know, like back in the 90s, back in the 90s, I was dibbling dabbling a little bit of poetry here and there, and I called myself a little halfway poet. But but it never really took off like that. But about 2 years ago, I was approached about doing this book project, Born to Lead, and my best friend was like, "Hey, Natalie, I think you need to tell your story. I think this book, they need to hear your story in this book. I think you'd be awesome." And so that's kind of where it started with 2020, 2021 now.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's been like 2 years almost.
I know time is moving. Time is moving. And just to say, and Born to Lead, we are both co-authors in the Born to Lead, Awakening the Leadership Within. Whoop, whoop. So
Yes.
yes, y'all, I want y'all to congratulate her, but listen, I'm gonna congratulate both of us because writing is listen, you gotta have a lot of patience. You gotta have a lot of patience in allowing the Lord just to use you, because a lot of times the things that we go through, we sometimes wonder, is it the right time to release this?
Correct.
Is it the right time to share this, right? But you got to be healed from a thing especially when you're writing, and other people's going to be reading your story, being healed and delivered from your story, and encouraged and inspired from your story, right? And
Correct.
especially with the Born to Lead, Awakening the Leadership Within, you got to read it. You really got to read it as a Black African American woman. It's a must read. So I will be sharing the link where to purchase the book at as we go further into the interview. I definitely want you to support author Natalie Williams. So I will be sharing her website link is actually in the comments. So I want you to click on her website where you can purchase the book from her, and she can sign the book right personally.
Yeah.
Okay. So Natalie, when it comes to your mission, that thing that keep you moving and going and motivated each and every day, if you had to pick a mission statement to share about who you are, about your services, about just, everything that you do on a day-to-day basis, what would that be?
Oh, that's so hard, Kendra. You're gonna hit me with a 1-2 punch off the gate. That mission, I guess it's like it's probably more or less my motto. That, and I have that on my business, my law firm's website. That greatness is a choice. We choose to be great. Greatness is not by chance. It's not by happenstance. It's not by luck. To be great in anything we do in this world is a choice.
Right.
What we put in is what we're going to get out. If you want to be great, you have to put in the work. You can't expect to be mediocre and get great responses. So I think that's my motivation to keep moving, is that I know that greatness is a choice. And if I want my son to be great, he has to see his mother being great. So I wake up every day. I choose to be great. I choose to persevere. I choose to succeed, regardless of what other hiccup may come my way today. Because at the end of the day, as long as I got God with me, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. We're going to conquer this thing. Yes. But I have to do my part.
I'm glad you said that. You have to make a choice. Yeah. We have to choose how to respond to a thing. No matter the challenges that come our way, no matter the hardships that come our way, and even the curveballs. Because listen,
yes, honey, they come.
There are many curveballs that will be thrown our way to distract us, right, and to make us question a thing. Mm-hmm. But like you said, with God on our side, He would never leave us.
He never gonna leave us,
right? So a lot of times we have to. We have to be grounded, when it comes to our faith and believe. And as leaders, as we're talking about born to lead, awakening the leadership within, we talk about those. Well, I know sometimes I talk about those childhood wonders. Mm-hmm. Leadership is already in us.
Yeah.
Leadership is already in us. It's just, coming up as a child. And I'll let you talk a little bit about that because I'm sure you experienced it. But coming up as a child, sometimes we had what we call now individuals kind of that we looked up to, that maybe inspired us to do more, to want more. But we had to look at how did you get there? Because nothing's going to be just given to you. You got to work for it. Like you said, you got to put in the work. So understanding how to become a lawyer, or how to become a judge or an attorney or whatever.
Yeah.
There's some work that you got to put in, right? And exactly. So when you was a child, or in your maybe early 20s, who was it that maybe inspired you to want more and to do more?
It was my mom. I'm just gonna be honest. My mom, Rosa Williams, that's my rock. I mentioned her a lot in my chapter of my book because she had this thing where, people like, your mom is so hard on you. Your parents are so hard on you. But she came to me one time. She said, I do not have a mediocre child. Mm-mm. And I do not expect mediocrity out of you. Mm-mm. She says, my parents are not well educated. My mother graduated from high school. She was the first in her family to graduate from high school. And my dad dropped out in 11th grade. And they said, we work factory jobs, making minimum wage, working with our hands so that our children don't have to.
Wow.
So you have to go further than we did. You cannot stay where you are. We're not going to allow you to just work a minimal factory job. We had two options: military or college. That was it.
Ooh, look, and
That was it.
I got your website pulled up and it says confident, educated, overcomer.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Listen, mama wasn't, she said no. She was a pusher.
Oh yeah. She pushed me. She pushed me
Yeah,
hard.
she was a pusher. And that reminds me of myself because I push my children, right? And people used to say, you so strict on your children, you so strict on your children. Well, guess what? Well, guess what both of my children are? One of them already college. She got her bachelor's. She went back and got her master's. Then she just said, "I'm going to get my license." She got her license. Now she's a traveling social worker.
Come on now.
Come on now. No, baby. Press through the hardship.
Oh yeah.
We press it. One of the things that we stand on, we determine and perseverance and faith. Of course, faith.
Absolutely.
Faith.
Absolutely.
And then my son, he's in college. You know, he was at Carcinoma University, played on the field for 3 years, and he has transferred to UTC. And I just talked to him today, and I said, Lord God, you showing up and you showing out. I said, son, you know, I got to check on my kids mentally. How, you know, mentally, are you okay? Yeah. And so he said, Mama, you know what? Out of all the time that I've been in college, I think this is the best semester ever. He already, look, I'm going to be on the dean's list. I said, you better speak it.
Come on now. That's what I'm talking about.
I said, you better speak it. But listen, but yeah, we really do. We have to, I mean, you know, we really have to, it's structure. Mm-hmm. You have to have structure in your life. You have to have discipline in your life. We just got to talking about too about how we have to bring our flesh under subjection. You know, a lot of times the flesh want to pull us in different ways, but you got to bring that flesh under subjection. You got to discipline yourself. You know, discipline, and things it don't happen overnight. But again, when it comes to you wanting to be a nurse, when it comes to you wanting to be, you know, whatever that higher ladder is or credential is, you gotta work through some things. So born to lead, awakening the leadership within. Okay, we awakening. Wake up. Okay, wake up. So listen, I don't want to get too excited, but yeah, I do want to encourage the people to wake up. It's 2024. We ain't just dreaming. We got to bring some things to reality. Actions, okay? So I want you to share your chapter name in the Born to Lead book, and tell us how you came up with the chapter name. Also, tell us a little bit about what the audience will receive when they read your chapter in the Born to Lead book.
Okay, so the funny thing about this chapter, so my chapter name is The Road to CEO, Overcoming the Storm. And so how I came up with the name is my pastor, Pastor Donald Ramirez. If you watching, shout out my church, the Cross Church in Chicago, Indiana. When I was a visitor in the church, I was just a visitor. The first night there, it was a Bible study night. He called, asked everybody to come to the altar for prayer. And I went to the altar, I'm a visitor. And then he just kept, he was praying and he was talking and letting God use me, minister to him. He kept coming back to me and standing in front of me. And I'm like, why is this preacher standing in front of me? Like, go down, go down that way. And he came in front of me and he was just like, God is going to turn your pain into profit. And then he walked away and then he started talking to other people. And he came back to me. He says, you're going to be a CEO. And then he walked away and he came back to me and he was like, you're not going to be a regular CEO because your CEO stands for confident, educated, overcomer. And then he laid hands on me. And I literally just broke down at that point and just broke down because, and he just started to pray over me and minister to me some things that I had been going in my prayer closet to God about. I was, in a challenging place in my life. I had just gotten divorced not too long before that. And I was, going through that phase. I was coming out of that angry phase with God. Like, okay, God, you're my father. I love you. But why did you make me go through this pain in the first place? Like, I shouldn't have had to go through it. Like, I don't think I'm a hard-headed child. that you gotta, you gotta rub your face in the poo-poo before you understand what's going on. Like, God, why'd you do this to me? You could just told me, God. Like, I'm not one of them people that you gotta show to teach something. Just tell me. You could write it down in the sand. I would have got it. Why you have to make me go through this? And I was angry with God, and I was coming out of that angry phase at that moment. And he prophesied that over me, that I was going to be a CEO, a confident, educated overcomer. So when this opportunity came for this book, I had thought of many titles, and then it came to me in my sleep, The Road to CEO. Because that's me, the road to CEO. And I didn't know at the time when I wrote the book that I actually was going to be a CEO 2 years later, because I am a CEO of my own business now. Literally. God is funny, Keandra. You hear me? Oh, you muted, girl. I can't hear you. What you say?
I said yes. I agree. He is.
God is funny.
I agree.
He's funny. Yeah. He's funny. But that's how I came up with the name, The Road to CEO. And when you read this chapter, people, I had to write it. This is like I rewrote the chapter twice. It's not the first draft. This is like the third draft. And you don't even know this one, Keandra, is that my ex-husband contacted me when he found out about the book, and threatened and said that he was going to have the book put a lien on the book so we couldn't publish it if he didn't read it first.
Wow.
He wanted to get a gag order if he didn't read it first, because he didn't know what was in it. And I was like, you can't control my tongue. And I'm not doing it. So I had rewrote the chapter. Even though I never mentioned him verbatim or whatever like that, but I rewrote the chapter because I didn't want it to affect the other authors.
Yeah.
At all. So they're gonna read my journey, that where God really starts to deal with me on an individual level. So like I grew up in church my whole life. But when you get grown and you smelling yourself, you kind of go astray a little bit.
Yeah, keep it real. Listen, keep it real. Look, that's what we're doing. We got to keep it real so we've been healed. We've been healed, we've been restored, we've been delivered. And so our stories are touching others as they are listening in, because there are also other women that they are ready to tell their stories. They're like, I'm gonna write a book, I'm gonna tell my story, I'm gonna write a book, I'm gonna tell my story. But the thing that's handicapping them from releasing their story is the thing that they continue to hold on to.
Yeah, no, let that go. Let that go. I'm trying to tell you, because it was in my own way and in my own feelings for a minute. But just in this, God started to deal with me individually.
Yes.
This period of my life is where and God is funny. I kind of felt like Abraham a little bit, because God didn't show Abraham, he was Abram then, but he didn't become Abraham until after God showed him, told him to look at the stars in the sky, and you can't count how many of these are gonna be your descendants.
Yeah.
He didn't show him that vision until he separated him from his family. So God starts to deal with me when he moved me to Indiana from North Carolina, and I'm in Indiana in law school. And it's just me, my husband at the time, and my 1-year-old son. I had left my job. I had left my family. And it was just, and I had to rely on God 100%.
Yes.
I had nothing else. And that's when he started to break down and start to reveal to me. And when God starts showing you where you're going, he goes, and other things demons will start to reveal themselves, and the tests will start to come. So this chapter, this book focuses on those years of law school where I am here in a state with nobody but my ex-husband, who was smiling in my face, but praying me failure behind my back. And I knew it. And a newborn who I was still breastfeeding. Come on now. And I'm in a class full of people in their 20s, and I'm 35. I'm like, what is Blackboard? I don't know what that is. I graduated from college in the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
We didn't have Blackboard. What is this? So I'm having to learn not only the aspects of the law, but I'm having to learn the technology at the same time.
Yeah.
And be a mother.
The pressure.
And trying to be a wife.
The pressure.
Honey.
But won't God do it?
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Well, you listen, the lady already told y'all she on her own. She is a CEO today.
Oh man, it ain't nothing.
You talking about resilience against all odds. You talking about someone that's able to overcome obstacles. The devil under our feet. The weapon. Listen, I don't know why they've been in my spirit this week too. But listen, the weapon will form. They'll try to form it. The enemy try to form it, but it won't work.
But it won't prosper.
It won't prosper.
Nope. They won't.
Nothing. But that's why we have to be grounded. You know, we have to truly believe in ourselves as well. You know, and don't doubt. You know, your capabilities. You know. But yes, I love it. I truly do. I truly do love it. Is there anything that you feel led to just really share with women that may be listening and they are they're on a road of success, but because they are on this road of success, the heat have turned up on them.
Oh,
so trying to navigate through this, you know, I just need some words of encouragement, maybe a couple of keys or strategies or things that I can just really hold on to get me through the fire, you know, but don't run from it. We got to go through it.
We got to go through it.
We got to go through it. And I say through. If you take that the TH off, what do we get?
Rough.
Listen.
It
might seem rough right now. It's going to be rough. But we got to press. We got to go through it. Because there's light on the other side of it.
There is. Let me tell you, there's this Japanese art form. And I saw it on Facebook one day. And it was where they take broken vases. Beautiful vases that are just broken into like hundreds and hundreds of pieces. And they infuse them back together with gold. To make a brand new priceless vase. That's what this process is. So like in the midst of all the drama, all the haters, all the what seems like failures are not really failures, that those broken pieces, you know, and you just keep persevering. God's taking that liquid gold and he's mending all those pieces together for one major masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? I am in the imperfections. That's where the beauty of it is. It's in the imperfections. You don't have to be perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I don't try to be perfect. I don't, honey. I'm nothing. I'm nothing without God. First of all, I'm nothing without him. But I know that in him is my purpose. And as long as I'm walking in his purpose for my life, then no matter what obstacle I come, no matter what hater comes my way, then at the outcome, the end of it is going to be a beautiful masterpiece, and can't nobody stop what God has for me.
That's right.
Can't nobody stop it. So for the women out there who are, you know, entrepreneurs who are starting your entrepreneur role, just know that the haters going to come. They're coming. Because if they did not hate on you, that means you're not doing something right. The more hate you get, that means they're actually shining a spotlight on you.
Yes.
Because you're doing something right. So don't stop. Just keep going. They're going to hate. And let them hate. That means you're doing it right.
Yeah. Yeah, come
not
on. You're gonna lose a couple of friends. Some people gonna some people gonna dismiss themselves from the circle.
But that's okay. God gonna knock off them people because everybody can't go with you to your next level.
Woo.
Just because you were friends with them 5 years ago, don't mean they're gonna be your friends in the next 5 years because where you're going, they might not have the ability to stay there. God gonna take, if you have a CEO mentality, then God gonna put you around CEOs. You can't stay around with people who waiting tables. And it's not to be offensive to the people waiting tables. I'm just saying, when you are going different places and going different levels, God will put you around those people who are on the next level as you.
Yeah. Because one of the things that comes to my mind with that, and I've been speaking it even into my life, I mean, you have to have a mindset of growth. You have to position yourself to be okay, to be at the table with the people that's CEO.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're gonna position yourself to feel like you are undeserving, like you don't deserve it. And no, you do deserve it. What makes you think you don't deserve it? But where much is given, much more is required. Again, going back to what we said from the beginning, are you willing to work for it?
You got to work for it.
Are you willing to work for it? So
and not apologize for it. That's a lot. I think a lot of people of color we do. We apologize for our success, and you don't have to apologize for our success. We as Black people need to get out that mentality of saying I feel bad because I'm successful and my friend is not, or my cousin is not, or my family I come from poor people, but I'm not living in the projects no more, and they talk bad about me. So what? That generational curse need to be broken in the first place. So we gotta stop apologizing for the blessings that God gave us. That's nothing to be apologetic for. That's something to be thankful for. Lord, I thank you, and I'm not gonna apologize for not being back there. So come on, women, we're gonna go forward. We're gonna get this.
We got it.
We got it.
Listen, we got it. So listen, I'm glad even that we talked about resilience, and I noticed that you are a resilience coach. So I would like for you to share some information about your program, and for those who connect with you following the show, maybe later on, if you can just give them a little bit about your program and what to expect.
Okay, so if you want me as your resilience coach, let me tell you something. It ain't gonna be easy. You're gonna hate me at the end. You're gonna hate me in the middle, but you're gonna love me in the end. Why? Because I will not let you give up. So a resilience coach is just the same thing as a personal trainer in the gym. Your gym coach who's pushing you beyond each level for you to get stronger and faster to go to the next level of your body strength. Same thing as resilience coach. I'm going to push you to overcome certain challenges in your life, push you to get up when things are not going your way, push you to get up when you don't feel like it, when you feel depressed and you don't want to do your hair that day. I'm going to push you to the point where you're going to hate me for about a day or two. But then you're going to get up because I'm that type of person. I'm that type of coach that's going to call you at 5 o'clock in the morning. Time to get up. Let's go. What's the plan? What's the agenda? Okay, so this did not work out in our favor. How do we go from here? Where do we learn? Because I don't believe in losing. We either win or we learn.
Yes.
I don't believe in losing. So we're gonna either win or we're gonna learn from it. And then we're gonna win. So whatever avenue it is, we're gonna write your goals out, we're gonna write your dreams out, and we're gonna put a plan, a step by step by step by step. One foot in front of the other, goals to achieve all the goals you want to achieve in your life. Because that's how I did it with me. So even myself, we're going to write vision boards. We're going to have sticky notes around the house. Tell yourself that you can do this. Tell yourself that you are this. Put those scriptures down in the play. It's not always going to be pretty. It's not always going to be easy. So as a resilience coach, I will push you and pull the best out of you to be who God called you to be. Point blank, period. It's going to be hard. It ain't going to be easy. You're going to probably yell at me. You're probably going to cuss at me underneath your breath, but that's okay. But what the end result is going to be what? You are going to be in a better place. You're going to be achieving goals, and you're going to be in the next level of your life. And that's where we want to be. Because at some point, I don't know if people paying attention to the world around here, but I watch CNN and Fox News. And based upon what the Bible's saying, we in them last days where, the banks might fail, the internet might go down. But what do we have? We have our word, and we have our mind, and we have our knowledge. So we have all those things. Ain't nothing we can't get past. Ain't nothing we can't get through. So that's what you're going to get from me.
Awesome. And I have your website. Pulled up, and so we talked about your coaching program, and she also have opportunity for small group settings in motivational speaking. And so I want you to share with everyone how they can connect with you. Give them your I put the link to your website in the comments. But yes, share with them how they can actually connect with you in platforms of like social medias that they can follow you on.
You can find me on Freedom919 on Instagram. You can find me on freedom919.com. My email is freedom91919. That's 91919 at gmail.com. And you can find me as Natalie Williams, Natalie S. Williams on Facebook, Natalie S. Williams on LinkedIn. That's how you can connect with me, and I'll be more than happy to sit down, have a conversation with you so we can make you be the best you that you can be, that God has created you to be. Because it's time out for the mediocrity. Because I don't want to get to heaven and God say, these are all the blessings I have for you. But because you was too afraid, these are the only blessings that you got. I don't want to see what I'm missing. I want to have it all.
Mm-hmm.
And the type of person that I am, I want you to have it all too.
Yes, and they can have it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's get it done. It's 2024. It's the right time. We still in early quarter. We in February. So listen, you all, we thank you all for your time. I just trust the CEO, the confident, educated, overcomer, author Natalie Williams have laid it clear today. When it comes to being a leader, yes, she was born to be a leader. Yes, she have woke up and she is the leader. Okay, she is the CEO, and she can help you as a resilience coach. And so we just thank you all. Thank you all for joining us. We would like for you to like, share, love. Definitely share, because I believe that in this time, in this season, there are some other powerful women that's ready. You've been going, you've been moving. Mm-hmm. Life has just thrown you a couple of curveballs, but we got to get back in the game. It's your season to get back in the game. It's your season to get back in the game. We're here to remind you. We're here to confirm that tonight. So we thank you for joining Book Talk with She's Purposeke, interviewing author Natalie Williams tonight. And we see you next time. And you all have a blessed night.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You too.